Okay, so I'm a do-it-yourselfer kind of guy because I don't have the money just to spend, take something to the shop. So I watch a lot of videos and buy the right tools. That way I got my own tools. I'm going to ream out the rod bushing on a shovel head. And the key is to buy the right tools to get the job done. I bought this kit. It's come with a sifting reamer of the right diameter for the shovel head, pan head, rod bushing. Come with a rod holder. I'm going to show you put the rod holder on, how it helps. I did this with just a little bit of WD-40 and the right tool and a crescent wrench, 12-inch crescent. I stuffed the rag down in here to keep any trash from getting down inside the case. Put this rod holder on there and tighten it up on each side. Holds the rod in place while you ream this bushing out in this rod. There's not a lot of good videos out there to show you how easy it really is to do it yourself. I already practiced on my other rod before I did this one. So I'll get that tightened up good and snug. Not real tight, but just enough to hold the rod. I'm going to lay a bunch of rags over the rest of this. Keep any trash from getting down inside the engine. Cut a hole in a rag so I could slip it right over the rod, kind of like a blanket. Keep them little brass shavings out of there, and once I shove that down in there, I'm going to take another one and wrap around it again, just as added precaution. That might be a little overkill, but can't hurt. So once I've done that, got me some WD-40. Shot some WD-40 down in this thing. I didn't have any cutting oil. I bought this sifting reamer. I think it's a .720, something like that. It's the one for pan heads, shovel heads. You can't go wrong. It's tapered on it. It just fits nicely inside there to get started with, so you can get started good and straight. And once you get it in there and kind of get it snug, I just took my time. I didn't get no hurry. Held a little inward pressure on it. Started just slowly turning it. It pulls itself in there, but I keep a little pressure on it just to keep it straight. As I'm turning it, as you can see, I'm turning it with a 12-inch crescent wrench. And I'm choked up on the crescent wrench to keep everything just nice and even and straight. But it's making a nice clean cut. It takes a few minutes to get there. But you want to take your time. You don't want to get in a hurry. You don't want to have to press another bushing out. Get another bushing. But having the right tool, the thing that holds that rod is imperative. This cutting tool is perfect, this reamer. Takes all the guesswork out of it for you. Just kind of pressing in a little bit as I turn it. It gets a little soft after a little bit, and then it'll start to feel it cutting again. I think that's because it's got a high point on this reamer. It gets everything to the right diameter. There's only two different Harley-Davidson reamers that's out there. One's for your newer engines. I'm not sure if this one fits just the shovel heads and pan heads and flat heads. It may fit an Evo. I'm not real sure. But you can buy it on eBay. I found this whole kit on eBay. It was a nice little deal on eBay. Cost me a little more than if I probably took it to a shop to have this done. The thing is, I got the tool myself now, and I'm learning. Got a little crazy. Just nice little pressure on my thumb, pressing in. We'll stop and respray it a little bit. Keep plenty of lube in there for cutting. got a nice full bite that time. Get about a 180-degree turn now because it's fully in there in the bushing itself, so I can afford to take a longer, stronger turn on it. Get your arm tired just a little bit. But again, you don't want to try to rush it. I'd never try to do this with a power tool or anything like that. You want to do this by hand. Just take your time. Kind of wish I had a little T-wrench or a holder for this thing. But since I don't, use the next best thing, 12-inch crescent. Starting to cut again. So again, I think I'm at a high point. They've precisionally made this tool. I love it. I was a little paranoid of doing this, but hey, what's the worst thing? I have to buy another $30 set of bushings. You can get this kit for about $190. I know that seems like a good bit of money just to ream a couple bushings out, but you got it. It's there now. If you own a shovel head and you own a pan head or something like that, you're always going to be working on them things. So it pays to have the tools. I'm going to stand up a little bit. Squirt it again, keep plenty of. About out of WD-40. Got out there this morning looking online trying to see if anybody's done one. Some guy had some type of an adjustable tool. Did a good job with it. But I didn't own that. I'm not a machinist by no means. I think I'm past the high cut part now. I'm still just going to take the time till the bit itself pulls itself all the way through. And it's tapered at the back side. It's also tapered at the front, but it's also tapered at the back. So when I get to the finishing point, it'll slide right out. And the shaft on this thing, the round part, is almost the exact diameter of the wrist pin itself that'll be going inside there. Kind of a good gauge that you got it like you need it. Again, I'm just holding a little bit of pressure, not a lot, on that thumb, cutting it through. Oh yeah, we're there. Getting there now. You start seeing shavings drop out on the other side, you know you're almost through. I'm making my hand cramp. There we go, we're cut. I'm just, again, I'm not taking my time. I want to make sure everything's just right. I don't want to have to wait on another bushing to come in and all that kind of junk. I order a lot of parts on eBay and Amazon, buy my own stuff. Don't mean to discount the local shops, but let's see if it'll turn. My hand now. It's fully cut. If I can turn it that easy. There it is. Try not to drop this tool or anything like that. It's pretty slippery. Now what I'm going to do is take my air hose and blow a lot of this trash out of here. Set it up here on the bench. Once you've done that, I got another clean rag over here, fairly clean. We'll just take it, run it through there. Just get any little bit of trash that might be in there on it. On the wrist pin, I went and got it. I had a little technical difficulty, had to restart a video. I'm going to put a little builder's lube, engine assembly lube on this thing. We'll grease her up real good. It's going to be a little snug. For some reason this one cut just a little tighter than the other one did. For whatever reason. But as long as I can slip it all the way through, as you can tell, it's a little snug, but it goes just fine. Works just like it should. It's good and tight. And I don't know if you can see the other side. I can pull this off now. Push this on out. And I'll pull the other rod up there. I got all the stuff out of that. Let you see how easy it goes in the other rod. Just a little bit easier, not much, than this one. But I won't put any more. I'll put a little bit more engine builder's lube on that, assembly lube. And you'll be able to see this one go in too. Tell you what, that rod holder makes all the difference in the world. There you can see that one slides through just a little bit easier. I may try to cut one more time on that other one, get it to slip, but that really is about right there. The other one's a little more snug than that is. So with that being said, I may try to do one more cut on it, just to make sure I got enough in it. But it's just a little. I mean, it ain't much, but it takes a little more effort on that one. I might not mess with it. I might end up messing it up. So anyway, next thing's put my pistons on and rings, put it together. Hope this video helps you out, gives you some encouragement to do it yourself.